Oh my god. I can't wait to get my new remote because I got really spoiled not having to get up and down with that thing. How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here. You're looking pretty good today. Was my microphone on? It is on. What? I couldn't hear myself properly. All right, what are we listening to? We are listening to The Police with their track, Oh My God. Oh My God, off of Synchronicity. In 1983, I don't even know what I'm doing. It's the first song I'm recording for this particular session, and it takes me a while to get into the waters, to warm up, for my body to acclimate to the temperatures. I don't usually just dive straight in. But right now, I'm diving into them cold, cold waters. Don't even know what I'm talking about. Who knows? Listen, let's go ahead and listen to Oh My God by The Police. We'll talk about it. We'll have a good time. Let's go. Hopefully my volume's right.
Got so far away in my heart.
that saxophone got just a little sexy there at the end. It went from like dissonant and madness. I love how Andy drops out. I love how the bass drops out, and it's really just saxophone, and then Stewart just going crazy there a little bit, but still keeping that really tight groove. But then it turned just a little sexy in there. This is basically a really danceable prayer. Looking at the lyrics, he is just asking God to fill up some of the space between us, take the space between us. He's basically asking for a little intervention in some of the things happening around the world, which we'll talk about in a little bit. That groove that Stewart Copeland has, to me, it's deceptively simple. You hear all the work that he's doing on the hi-hats, all the little fills, like the ghost notes. Like, he comes in with such a pocket that is filled. And I say this a lot of times, but especially with Copeland, his pocket is filled to the brim with so much detail, so much accentuation on the kit, that it's always so like fun to hear. You could study his drumming. He's not necessarily like the flashiest, he can definitely be, but he doesn't usually play like overly flashy. His devil is in the details, so to speak. Really love that bass that Sting has in there as well. I like those keyboard sound effects that kind of like raise a bit of that 80s ambience through the verse. The saxophone, once again, that is played by Sting as well. It's just really nice throughout. I do like how at the end it gets dissonant, and it all just kind of like starts to turn chaotic before you get that last smooth little blow at the end. I think that's really cool. But yeah, this is a pretty danceable prayer, to be, to be honest. Everyone I know is lonely with God so far away, and my heart belongs to no one, so now sometimes I pray. What is he asking? Take the space between us, fill it up somehow. Take the space between us, fill it up somehow. Oh my God, you take the biscuit, treating me this way. I just imagine God stealing a biscuit. Expecting me to treat you well no matter what you say. How can I turn the other cheek? It's black and bruised and torn. I've been waiting since the day I was born. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. He has this space inside of him. He has an emptiness inside of him that has not been filled. He has been hurt, he has been maligned, and he's asking, fill it up. Fill this space inside of me. Because it's empty and it's painful. And it hasn't been filled yet. I've asked you, but it hasn't been filled yet. It somewhat, in some relation to XTC is my God. Just a little bit. Not as inflammatory necessarily as that one, though. Fat man in his garden, thin man at his gate. My God, you must be sleeping. Wake up, it's much too late. I really like that line because I'm imagining a fat man in his garden. His garden blooming. He's got property, he's got food, an abundance of food. He's got it all in his garden. And then there's another man, a thin man, at his gate. Probably looking through, maybe looking at some of those ripe tomatoes. They're plump, they're red. Fat man is just eating them up. But I'm thinking now, how can he be so fat if he's eating vegetables? Anyways, but it's this disparity between the two. So Sting in his singing is once again saying like, come on, can't you do something? Can you open the gate? Because the fat man's not opening the gate for the thin man. He's not helping him out at all. Then he says, do I have to tell the story of 1,000 rainy days since we first met? It's a big enough umbrella, but it's always me that ends up getting wet. So he's like, do I have to remind you of all these things that we've gone through? Because it's hurting a lot of people, but just between me and you, it's hurting me a lot. Basically, is what he's getting at. So like I said, this is a really danceable prayer. Get into it. I love that tone from Andy as well on the guitar. It's dancey. And speaking of fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, and filling in the space between, there's a lot of space in this particular track for some of those sounds from the guitar and from the keyboards, saxophone, and of course all that is kept together and given space because of the depth of Copeland's groove or Sting's bass. It all just comes together really well. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the track. You can let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me in a bunch of places which are coming up in this little PNG file. And otherwise, I hope you have Hope you have a wonderful day. Come back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.